The St. Mary's River is a 126-mile-long river in the southeastern United States. It is named after the Irish St. Mary. From near its source in the Okefenokee Swamp to its mouth at the Atlantic Ocean, it forms a portion of the border between the U.S. states of Georgia and Florida. The river also serves as the southernmost point in the state of Georgia. The St. Mary's River rises as a tiny stream, River Styx, flowing from the western edge of Trail Ridge, the geological relic of a barrier island dune system, and into the southeastern Okefenokee Swamp. Arching to the northwest, it loses its channel within the swamp, then turns back to the southwest and reforms S-stream, at which point it becomes the St. Mary's River. Joined by another stream, Moccasin Creek, the river emerges from Okefenokee Swamp at Baxter, Florida, Moniac, Georgia. It then flows south, then east, then north, then east-southeast, finally emptying its waters into the Atlantic, near St. Mary's, Georgia, and Fernandina Beach, Florida. 1805 incident. On 6 July 1805, Lieutenant Robert Pigott of HMS Cambrian arrived off the harbour in the French privateer schooner Matilda, which the British had captured 3 days earlier. On 7 July, Pigott took Matilda 12 miles up the St. Mary's River to attack 3 vessels reported to be there. Along the way, militia and riflemen fired on Matilda. Eventually the British reached the 3 vessels, which were lashed in a line across the river. They consisted of a Spanish privateer schooner and her 2 British prizes, the ship Golden Grove and the brig Ceres, which the Spanish privateer had captured some 2 months earlier. The Spaniards had armed Golden Grove with 8 6-pounder guns and 6 swivels, and given her a crew of 50 men. The brig too was armed with swivels and small arms. The Spanish schooner carried 6 guns and a crew of 70 men. Pigott engaged the vessels for an hour, and then after Matilda had grounded, took his crew in her boats and captured Golden Grove. The British then captured the other 2 vessels. Lastly, Pigott fired on a group of 100 militia, with a field gun, dispersing them. The British had 2 men killed, and 14 wounded, including Pigott, who had received 2 bullet wounds to head and 1 to a leg. A crowd of Americans on the Georgia side of the river watched the entire battle. War of 1812. See Battle of Fort Peter. Literature. Martin, Charles. Where the River Ends. New York, Broadway Books, 2008. ISBN 9780767926980. An artist and his dying wife fulfill her wish of one last canoe ride from the headwaters of the St. Mary's to the sea.